So let's talk about Federal Bank. Who are your main partners in the construction equipment and commercial vehicle space? And have you added more partners in the recent past?
So you would have heard about a recent MOU which we signed with Swingstetter, which was on the construction equipment space. Before that, in the last quarter, we had tied up with Ashok Leyland and also with Volvo Eicher.
Okay.
In the last financial year, we had done this with Daimler and with Tata Motors. So we have a reasonably decent presence, given the fact that we've been in this business for the past 3.5, 4 years only. And of the 4 years, 2 years have been impacted by pandemic itself. I think we have a reasonably good presence. We, just to give you a sense of it, we have 3 broad channels in terms of distribution or the sales part of it. One is obviously the team itself, the commercial vehicle team. So there are 50 people, feet on street, which is governed, and we have primarily forayed into, we started with South and eventually West. Now the plan is to foray into North and East, which should be in this calendar year, between this quarter and the next quarter. So that's the pan-India presence. The second large network which we have about 1,280 plus branches pan-India. And there are targets given to these branches in terms of sourcing commercial vehicles, because a large part comes from our own set of captive clients, schools, EPC contractors, large EPC players, cement manufacturers, anybody who needs vehicles for their own listing are our customers. So between the branch and the wholesale banking, which is commercial banking and corporate banking clients who may want to use commercial vehicles. So this is the broadly I'll categorize it under the branch channel. And third, we have channel partners through whom we can have tie-ups with. When I say channel partners, with DSAs and other people who source business through us. So these are the broad 3 categories through which we are doing our distribution as well, or sourcing this business.
So apart from these tie-ups, have you expanded your DSA partners?
We do have it. We have an evaluation criteria for all our DSAs. As long as they meet with the criteria, have a vintage and track record with other players or with other verticals of our bank, we engage them into our this thing. So it's a very set pattern, because obviously they are in some sense an extended arm of yours and impact your image and the way you do it. So we are very particular about our onboarding policies as well for a DSA. The other 2 are obviously our own channels completely.
So what has business been like in these 2 segments, construction equipment and commercial vehicle space for Federal Bank? In the last 2 or 3 years?
We have done disbursals of over 1,500 crores. And you must take it with a little bit of a pinch, because like I said, the whole of the last 2 years, and I'll just give you the journey, how we went about it. So we'll give you a sense and flavor of it. We started about 4 years back, the commercial vehicle business, broadly. We were very clear about 2-3 things. We said we will not go have a pan-India presence because we wanted to start on a pilot basis and gradually ramp it up. So we started with South, which is traditionally been a strong market and traditionally been a good market even from an asset quality perspective. Subsequently, we said Western market was the bigger market. So we said, okay, fine, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and other parts of Western India is something we would like to foray into. Then we decided that we should have a pan-India presence wherever we have a branches or for our existing set of customers. So we were not doing open sourcing in North and East, which once we have our own teams, because for a very strong commercial vehicle team, you need to have a very strong underwriting and even stronger collection team.
Right.
So that's something which you have to put a building block. So we started with that. That's number 1. This is how the geographical reach was. Then we were very clear that we will start with commercial vehicles and construction equipment. Gradually, we introduced used commercial vehicle. So as a product, we said we will do it gradually. Now we are looking at toying with the idea, and Shekhar, you can add wherever. First-time users, whether you would like to look at that or not. So we are traditionally looking now at different segments, or for the LCV, ICVs, the smaller markets, the small operators. We're looking at into that. So one was a product geographical approach, then the product approach. The third thing which you're very, very clear that when you start a new product, and this goes with the ethos of Federal Bank, and you want to be conservative. So we said we will start with the strategic and super strategic customers. So I said one was geography, second was product, third was clientele. So clientele, we said we'll start with the strategic and super strategic customers who have had vintage, who have a track record,
Hmm.
who are technically very demanding customers, but they have a very excellent payment track record. So as a
Okay.
result, your asset quality will be pristine. So we said, okay, fine, we'll compromise on the yield, but let's not compromise on asset quality when we're starting and when we are getting our hands and feet wet. Might as well start with a segment which will not give you a headache or a problem later on. And with seasoning, we can go down the risk spectrum and take a call.
Okay.
This is how we start the journey. So this is broadly why it is.
Are customers, financial customers for CV and CE, do they tend to have brand loyalty or do they shift very frequently? What is their behavior in general?
Traditionally, though we would like to emphasize that technology has broken all barriers and the speed is the essence of the day. Even now, the commercial vehicle industry depends upon a lot on relationship. Of course,
Okay.
and specifically if the generational change has not come with the transporters, then the emotional connect is still there. That is why old traditional transporters will not switch loyalty to other finances, even if the rates are an issue. But as I said, traditionally, commercial vehicle financing or commercial vehicles relationship still matter a lot. And though technology has taken over in the way we reach our customers, but I think due credit or due importance is still given to relationship. And if you handhold the customer and you have maintained a good relationship over a period of time, I think he will not switch a financer for a minor drop in rates. So I think
They
to that
normally don't.
extent, yeah. And traditionally, Federal Bank has very long devoted customers for other banking products also, and that ethos I think continues with the commercial vehicle financing also. So we would continue to keep that the journey of our other banking products in the commercial vehicle space also.
Is the number of borrowers increasing as such?
Yeah,
Most
yeah.
certainly,
Now,
yes.
traditionally, the top operators comprise only, I think, 15 to 20% of the overall population. 60% of the customers are still 1 to 3 vehicle owners, and around 30% are still first-time operators or first-time buyers. I think the sale of commercial vehicles will be determined to a very, very large extent by new entrepreneurs coming into the market rather than the domination, rather than being dominated by very few players.
Okay, okay.